Hello, welcome to Unlock Your Health Potential. I'm Health Coach Gayle, and I'm so excited to share some inspiration and information with you on this topic. Simple steps to more daily energy and long-term vitality. Let's jump in. So the hidden treasure of health, what does that look like? Well, I want you to know that your health potential is already inside of you. When we look inside for the answers, those are the ones that really resonate most deeply and sustainably. And with the right keys, you really can unlock your own potential and show yourself what you're capable of. Before we dive into the content, I want to share just a little bit about me in case we haven't met yet. Health Coach Gayle of Y Powered Health Coaching. I'm a certified whole health coach, personal fitness trainer, behavior change specialist, and weight management specialist. I'm certified by the American Council on Exercise, one of the leading science-backed certification organizations in the wellness industry. And my company, Y Powered Health Coaching, has been in business now for 10 years. I'm celebrating 10 years this year in 2025. And I have helped hundreds of people change their health trajectory without anything gimmicky, diet extreme, or any calorie counting, weight loss gimmicks, anything, prepackaged meals, any of the typical stuff that often goes along with people's weight loss journeys. I help people primarily with habits and mindset, and that is where our real power lies. In fact, 25 of my Y powered client friends have shed 50 or more pounds without any of those extremes, just through our partnership and positive accountability. One of them, Jean, 130 pounds down. So, enough about me. Let's jump into the content here about the about what we have to push back against. It's our environments that really set us up to be unhealthy, whether that is chronic stress, being invitations to be sedentary because we're busy and stressed and we have little energy at the end throughout the day. We're just focused on all the things that are flying at us every moment of the day, or whether it's eating the standard American diet, which is typically comprised of primarily processed convenience foods. So we have to push back on these unhealthy sources in our environment that invite us to be unhealthy. And today I want to talk to you about the 4 key frameworks of unlocking your health potential. And it really is about staying in good balance, pushing back against those extreme forces that invite us to be unhealthy. So let's take a look. First, we're going to talk about nourishment. Second, we'll discuss a little bit about movement, then rest and recovery, and mindset and stress management. Nothing terribly earth-shattering, of course, but I hope after our conversation today, you'll think a little bit more deeply about these frameworks and how to incorporate them into your daily life without any giant leaps, but kind of a gradual recompass setting. Resetting your default way of being into a new, more intentional way of being. So key number 1, nourishment. And I want to say, more than anything, it's our forks that are our most powerful tool to maintain our health and push back on chronic diseases. So a lot of people, when they think about losing weight, they think about dieting. And I am the anti-diet queen. And instead of going into a deprived, restricted state where we're shooting on ourselves about what we are eating, I encourage my clients to instead add foods, because when we do that, the things that are not so supportive of our health naturally slip away as we bring in those healthier ones. We can also really look at our blood sugar because that is a key marker for health. That and gut microbiome. But with the blood sugar, if we are eating adequate amounts of protein and fiber, that is a key marker. But I have to say here, protein is an obsession in our culture, especially right now. But if we focus more on fiber, we're going to see our health soar. 97% of Americans get plenty of protein without even trying, but only 3% of us get enough fiber. That's the maybe not as sexy to talk about, but that is the fruits and the vegetables and the whole grains. The point number 3 under this nutrition umbrella is eating the rainbow, and that is fruits and veggies and not anything to do with Skittles. So we want the vibrant, fresh foods to keep us in our healthiest space possible. The perishable ones with single ingredients, ideally. And fourth point, of course, and people are always focused on this, but we have to really be intentional about it, is daily hydration. It affects everything. The way our brains function, whether we feel foggy or sleepy, and whether our vital organs are functioning at their peak. And it affects just everything, our skin, our hair. It's really an essential habit. So key number 2 in this framework of unlocking our health potential is movement. Movement truly is medicine. And I'm not just talking about workouts. I talk to my clients all the time about how all movement is good, but we really do have to be intentional with our movement. It's not enough just to count steps. And a lot of people are surprised to hear that the minimum to be considered not sedentary is 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. And that equals about 30 minutes most days. And that moderate is key as well, because we really need to have our heart raised. So that's something to track. But we want to be touching on all pillars often. And by pillars, I'm talking about the 4 pillars of physical fitness. We have strength, we have cardio, we have flexibility and balance. And if you think about those pillars, they are what keep our physical selves in good shape. And they all decline as the years pass. So we really have to be intentional with them. One tip for incorporating movement and managing blood sugar, which I touched on in the earlier slide, is developing a habit of walking after you eat, even if it's 10 minutes. And 3 10-minute walks a day are nearly as beneficial as one 30-minute walk. So the number one reason that people give for not having a regular exercise routine is they feel that they just don't have time. And so breaking it down, chunking it into 10-minute walks, and then building on that with the work and the other pillars can really be helpful for people to break things down and build the habit of movement. And another thing that is really helpful, which I'd like to share, is to think about as you're building your habit to incorporate exercise snacks, if you will. They can just be 5-minute or less movement sessions. We don't have to go to the gym for an hour a day or something like that to be healthy. And but moving is the key. So if, say, you're standing and waiting for your coffee to brew and you have 2 minutes for that, you can do some wall push-ups or get down on the ground and do a minute plank. And there's all kinds of ways to just get more active throughout our day. Taking stairs instead of the elevator, parking in the back of the parking lot instead of circling around, things like that. Key number 3 for our unlocking our health potential is focused on balancing rest and recovery. Sleep really repairs and recharges not just our mind, but our bodies as well. And when we're shorting ourselves on it, it really can have a detrimental effect. It can even increase our propensity to dementia in in the later years. So making sure that you're getting at least 7 to 8 hours a night consistently is vital. And what can really help is if we have a consistent sleep and wake time. So I, for example, am always in bed by 10:30 and I always get up at the same time, 5:15 every day, even on the weekends. But I have to say, I love naps and I can fall asleep really quickly, just 20-minute nap most days. And it keeps me focused and, just productive, but it's the balance of the rest and the recovery that is so vital. Having a strong circadian rhythm to keep you in good health. It also helps us be less likely to eat emotionally. So that's something to consider as well. Something that can really help with falling asleep if you have trouble doing that is to set a screen-free 30-minute before bedtime sort of boundary with yourself. A lot of people I hear are scrolling on their phone as they're in bed, and not just the blue light, but just the whole experience of it can really keep our brain active. What we want to do is gradually wind down, shut off the screens before bed, and consider incorporating a relaxation ritual, whether it's drinking tea, having a few minutes of stretching, or reading in bed is fine too. Key number 4 for unlocking your health potential: mindset and proactive stress management. So one point here is, actually the first one is knowing your why. Why Powered Health Coaching is my company name. I believe in this so strongly. I've seen it work over a decade now. When people know their why, they struggle less and achieve more. It's like rocket fuel for your journey. If you'd like to discuss that more, I'd be happy to connect with you and explain it. But it's basically connecting your desires to the things that you really value. So it's bigger than, just a number on a scale or something like that. And we work with it as a mantra. Anyway, point number 2, very often people fall into traps of emotion-driven eating that has a stress undercurrent about it. It can lead to cravings, poor sleep. If you're just waking up in the middle of the night and have thoughts swirling in your head, that's a stress management. And I have to share here too, stress is something that our culture tends to almost glamorize. And the World Health Organization has found that 74% of urgent care and doctor visits have roots in stress. So it's something really to pay attention to relative to our health, whether it's high blood pressure or other stress-related maladies that can come from that. So really important to get in ahead of it and proactively manage it. Something else that can really be helpful relative to emotional eating, which can lead to excess pounds, is when we learn to eat in an undistracted way and ground ourselves before a meal. That can be really helpful for stepping out of that pattern. And this is a whole nother topic, mindful eating, which I'm happy to explore with you if you like, but just wanted to mention it here relative to mindset and stress. Having a daily gratitude practice is super helpful for the stress management. And this is a science-backed practice that has so many benefits, and it only takes a couple of minutes a day. It has high return for little investment. So it really is a simple thing that you can do, and it's writing down 1 to 3 things a day that you feel grateful for. And here's the thing: it's impossible, nearly, to feel stressed and grateful at the same time. They're like opposite sides of the coin. So it's something that I personally have been practicing for more than a decade, and it is a game changer for how the brain works. Finally, something that I always suggest to people to consider in their wellness improvement journey is taking mini mindfulness breaks during the day, whether that's meditation, deep breathing, just stepping outside and looking up to the sky and reminding yourself that you are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. And you are the one that you most need to care for in this life. So, summing it up, the 4 keys to unlocking your health potential: nourishment, movement, rest and recovery, and that mindset and proactive stress management. So I developed these graphics to reinforce many of them, whether it's the whole foods that help your energy soar, reduce your risk for chronic diseases, stabilize blood sugar, or the stress management that can tie into the emotion-driven eating, the feelings of lightheartedness in life, reducing our heart disease risk, the gratitude, which reduces anxiety and increases your sense of positivity in life, and then the daily movement, which helps you age more boldly, sleep more soundly, look better without your clothes on. It revs your metabolism and squelches anxiety. I mean, if the benefits of exercise were available in pill form, it would absolutely be the most prescribed medication on this planet. So, as we begin to wrap up, you may be thinking after taking all this in, oh, well, I'm not sure about that. Or anyway, I wanted to address a couple of common myths in the health improvement journey. Many people, if they're in the latter part of their life, might be thinking, oh, it's too late for me. I'm happy as I am, and it's just too late to make changes. I want to tell you, it's never too late. Small steps make a big difference. No matter how many times you might have tried and maybe not gotten the results that you want, it is never too late. I will share one of my clients, Mary Ellen, was in her late 60s when she started working with me, when our partnership began. And she went from someone who had never exercised her whole life. And she actually said she loathed exercise. And she went to became someone with small steps. She became someone who loves it. And those are her words. Not only did she change her health trajectory, she lost 60 pounds and has kept it off for a couple of years now and is traveling and living out her retirement dreams. Myth number 2, I have to diet and feel deprived to lose weight. Not true at all. The truth is, when we focus on adding and not restricting, and we key into the habits and the mindset, we really can reorient our not only our taste buds and preferences, but our entire perception of how we care for and fuel our bodies. And finally, myth number 3, wellness takes too much time and it's expensive. Not true either. Simple habits, when adjusted like a compass, are a powerful impact for your life. And not just your lifespan, but your health span. So I wanted to offer just a couple of tools and resources. I have a handout that goes along with this presentation titled Small Steps to Better Health, and it can help. It's just kind of a checklist and a reminder of all these things that we talked about today. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to share it with you. I also have an infograph magnet that is about the healthy daily minimums and maximums, just in one place. You can put it up on your refrigerator in your kitchen, and it can remind you how much is the maximum, for example, daily amount of added sugar I should be taking in for good health. How much movement do I need every day, or how much fiber, how much alcohol in a day is too much. And these are all stats that I've compiled based on major health organizations like the Cancer Society and the Diabetes Association and such. Happy to share it if you'd like. And last but not least, there are lots of apps and templates that I refer client friends to that they can use to uplevel their health. So I love sharing and inspiring people to more intentional health. So just wrapping things up, solid health really is intention based and based in habits. But I'd like to know which of these keys resonated most with you. The handout can help you figure out, which ones you want to take action on first. But shoot me a message to let me know. And finally, I invite you to connect with me about wellness coaching for positive accountability and support. I'd love to have a one-on-one private conversation with you where there's no judgments and just ideas for up-leveling your health. Reach out to me. Love to talk. In the meantime, we can stay connected, whether that's through me sharing my weekly wellness blog, if you want to share your email with me for that, or you can follow me in social media, whether that's on Instagram or Facebook, and you can find me at Health Coach Gayle. That's all for today. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your time. And here's to your good health, not just today, but every day. I'm Health Coach Gayle of Y Powered Health Coaching. Take good care now. Bye.